As the saying goes, the people who had a huge ego will try to downplay such achievements when they are being disagreed on something, rather than accepting the fact that it can be solved. Oh, you use Warframe buff. Oh, you use this and that. Oh, you have arcanes on your Warframe to help with that. I just don't get it. Let's be real. If you are not using them, there's honestly no point using over 90 to 95% of the weapons. The refusal on interacting with the game is just baffling. This is even the reason why gun buffers existed, and you are telling me that you are not using buffs with it. People treated like the gun should just be the gun and no other things, when there are so many mechanics that is in conjunction with weapons, priming, weapon buffs, and arcanes, and so on. Guns are meant to be best paired with gun buffers, and honestly, there's barely any argument for it. Weapons are 50% of the setup and the frame is another 50% of it. Arsenal existed for many reasons. If you are going with a gun-focused playstyle with a frame who brings no additional benefit for said weapon, it's just a clear sign that you never make great use of your arsenal. I don't care if you are going with Saren and Torrid, all I knew is that you are using weapons with frames that are suited for it. But you know what? Let's play their game today. Let us take a look at Alternox alone. The behaviors of many Warframe players today is just unreal. There are people like Sabuchi who have the audacity to make fun of my friend when he didn't even know you at all. Not only someone is using Nourish with Corrosive plus Corrosive Shard, some had to make fun of someone who did similar things as well. The hypocrisy. Without Archon Shard, his build is nowhere optimal at all. Elemental Wading is utterly the high status chance was never properly utilized. In Euphoria by Kendrick Lamar, there's this particular bar. If you take it there, I'm taking it further. Psst, that's something you don't want to do. You have overstepped boundaries twice now. Let's just get the facts right in. They let their biases and emotions take over instead of appreciating what is being shown and move on with their life like an actual grown adult. Some need to punch down and make fun of someone and discredit some decent people so bad and try to justify their actions in every way because of their own tantrum. And he still doesn't get everything right, almost like it is being purposefully left out to craft a narrative that Alternox is not salvageable. Highly suspicious, isn't it? Everything you left out is clearly stated on the wiki. It's a simple wiki.warframe.com check to make sure you didn't miss something become this difficult now. Anyways, Alternox. Indeed, this weapon is not the greatest of the bunch, and I assume that you can already tell that this is in fact a status-based weapon with its incredible 30% base status chance. Though no headshot multiplier and low crit chance, but that's not to worry for today. You can still guarantee 35% crit chance if you go with point strike, but with that amount of crit chance and the lack of headshot multipliers to make use of the 2 times more damage on crit headshot, I just don't see the reason modding for crit at all. Even after some testing, the build just ain't it like what you are seeing right now, but I still get incredible KPM for weapons like this due to one singular perk that Alternox possesses, which I will talk about later. 62 base damage, enough for a decent status damage. Electricity on top of incredible status chance should allow builds that full focus on status procs like Blast Electricity or Viral Electricity to flourish. Both works, though one requires you to outsource Viral via pets and one requires no pet to work. But what makes this weapon more than salvageable is due to these two: multiplicative CO or multi-CO and infinite body punch-through. Multiplicative CO wise, it basically means the mods like Galvanized Aptitude is now a separate multiplier, instead of just being additive to something like Primary Merciless. You can honestly bring a pet that can prime a lot of unique statuses to make use of that, but for me, I just don't care that much here. As for infinite body punch-through, it basically means that bullets from Alternox can pierce through each enemy infinite amount of times until it hits a door, a wall, or an object. This perk is exactly why a 130 to 150 kpm Alternox is now a reality. Panzer only, no buffs, nothing. Why is this important? Almost all weapons that have infinite body punch through have one or two of these two limitations: range limitations and fall off, or other limitations that is more specific. Weapons like Phalanx base mode have way too insane fall off to even make use of infinite body punch through, or some weapons like Chlorophyll, where the projectile will immediately dissipate as you reach the maximum distance. Alternox, however, have no range limit, have no fall off, which can only be found on a certain few weapons. Paris and Dread in current mode, Netherrock, Phalanx in current mode, you name a few. If you can even find yourself a tile set that allows incredible funneling for infinite body punch through to shine, even if Alternox still don't deal as much damage as all the best choices in mind, but because you have such strong funneling, even weapons like this can start to show incredible KPM that you may only see on melee influence builds. And this is still with the aforementioned ill-suited build. Even with no gut tier funneling in play, with just some simple but good enough funneling, a build that fully focuses on status procs should allow you to get between 100 to 120 kpm in a survival mission. The damage is nowhere close to being bad like many would like you to believe. It is bad because many didn't know how to mod properly. Instead of improving on their builds when the result isn't what they want, they choose to blame the weapon instead due to their own incompetency, but I digress. I always like to say, damage is so easy to get, but wave clearing potential isn't. Wave clearing potential are way more valuable than any stats in this game because do keep in mind, why do AoE meta exist? You can have your base epitaph dealing over millions of damage on a single target, but all those damage just doesn't matter on one target that only has a sliver of that damage as health. You are killing slowly, and that's simply a cold hard fact. A properly set up Alternox may deal not as much damage as Epitaph against a single target, but it simply kills a line of enemies way faster, and there's no denying of it. This also applies to stat loss. Because the wave clearing potential is always there, 130 to 150 kpm is easy when damage is no longer its bottleneck by using some buffs. Even when using it alone, I just don't see the damage being a problem at all, although not the best in this game. Still, despite me proving otherwise, I firmly believe that there will still be many people who would rather die on that hill than acknowledge what I said throughout this video, and there's nothing that I can do to change that. Build wise, this is it. All you need is 2 formats. The last build is not optimal, but this one is. I focus everything on status proc to make incredible use of that 30% base status chance and a very healthy elemental weighting to make sure electricity is always prioritized over viral since it is not useful after 10 stacks. Pet is just Panzer Vopal or whatever you feel like. Honestly, it really doesn't matter that much in the big picture. Build for Rhino barely even matter today, so let's just skip it. I'm not saying that Alternox doesn't show signs of lacking damage when compared to the best of the best options. What I want to prove is that wave clearing potential like infinite body punch through as a whole is just more valuable than what damage can ever achieve. With proper understanding of how to funnel enemies into benefiting you, weapons like Alternox can shine very well too despite the shortcomings. Just like what I said before, damage is so easy to get, but wave clearing potential isn't. With proper modding and understanding of the game, Alternox can be a good enough rifle despite its mastery rank as it packs some incredible wave clearing potential by the standards of its archetype, but let's be real, you aren't using this weapon anyway. Compared to other top tiers, more frequently used options, Kuva, Tenet, Prime or Incarnate weapons, it just undeniably fell short. Luckily, its Prime variant is now soon to come. Obviously, you can use some random gun buffs to push this further. Use whatever frame you feel like. It's honestly your idea. Or getting yourself a Riven if you actually care that much. Preferably a Toxin or Cold Riven with status chance, fire rate, or reload speed on top of that. I have a few things to say before I leave. People who review weapons these days should have made sure you can show true professionality, not leaving something as crucial as multiplicative CO, infinite body punch you out when you already can get such information by just a quick wiki.warframe.com check. This should be the basic of the basics. You should not let incompetency cloud your own judgment on something, because this is why a person will stay complacent. Knowledge knows no end. It is best to swallow your own ego and always be humble. Learn. See yourself as a student of the game. Anyways, that's all I had for today. See you all next time. Goodbye.